Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington Commanders lost their first game of the season against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-37. We have a lot to talk about. Some good things and some not so good things, and we'll talk about all the biggest takeaways. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. Check out BetUS, and yeah, all those things help out a ton. So go ahead and do it, and comment down below your biggest takeaway from this game. So it was an ugly game, guys. 20-37, and it just, I don't know, the first half was okay. It wasn't awful, it wasn't great, but the second half, just, the defense was just awful. I mean, the defense was bad the whole game, but especially the second half. They just couldn't stop anyone. Forbes, St. Juice, John Allen and Deron Payne not finishing on sacks and just allowing things to keep going. Mike Sainer still getting cooked. Like, it was ugly all the way around on defense today. Offensively, let's talk about Jayden Daniels first. It's an interesting game. So he's 17 for 24, 184 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. So close on two passes to getting a touchdown. The Brian Robinson one, where, yeah, Brian Robinson did most of the work, but still would have been a touchdown pass. And then the one to Luke McCaffrey at the end of the game where he throws it over the middle, and it's almost a touchdown, close to a touchdown. I thought Jayden passing was he was okay, and really have to watch back, but he wasn't asked to throw a lot or throw very deep. Like, it wasn't until that last possession where, from what I could see, he completed a pass over 10 yards. And I don't like that, and that's not necessarily on him, but he was just dinking and dunking, and I would like, Cliff Kingsbury to scheme some things a little bit deeper down the field for your receivers. The receivers weren't really helping out Jayden too much. Also, could be Cliff not scheming them open. The one play that wasn't great by Jayden was Terry was wide open down the sideline and overthrows him. That would have been a touchdown, and his day would have looked a lot better if he made that play. But I thought he did a really good job avoiding sacks for the most part. Got sacked twice. I'm trying to think. I remember one of them, and yeah, I remember both of them, and it just wasn't great protection up front. The offensive line wasn't terrible, but definitely Jayden Daniels makes him look better with his ability to escape pressure. Running wise, 16 carries, 88 yards, had 2 touchdowns. He was very solid running the football. I would say I don't love the runs up the middle that they have him do, and that's not on him, but I don't love that. I really don't like that. I really wish they would limit those, because not only was he not really getting yards with that, he was getting 4 yards, 3 yards a carry on that, but you're also guaranteed to get hit, and you're getting running back hits on those plays. Like, you're being used as a running back on those plays, and I don't love that. So I did like the runs to the outside, and you could see that Jayden, is going to be a very good rushing quarterback. I just don't, like that for a lot of the game, the only offense was Jayden Daniels running the football. And again, that's not on Jayden, but it would be nice if we could, get a little something else going offensively. I need to see a better game from Cliff Kingsbury, next week against the Giants. Some stats on offense. Brian Robinson was solid, 12 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Eckler, 2 carries for 10 yards. Eckler was the leading receiver, 4 catches, 52 yards. Brian Robinson was the second leading receiver, 49 yards on 3 catches. I mean, you look at that. That's not what you usually like to see. Your receivers, your leading receiver, Luke McCaffrey, your leading receiving receiver, however you want to put it. The receiver with the most yards on the team is Luke McCaffrey with 18 yards, and that just can't be the case. It can't be the case. But yeah, Brian Robinson and Eckler combined for over 100 yards, and then Zach Ertz was fine. Kind of what I expected, maybe expected a little bit more, but he had an okay game, just had that penalty on the kickoff, but at that point it didn't matter. Thought Luke McCaffrey, honestly, on the offensive side of the ball, I think he had the best game out of anyone for his opportunities. 3 catches on 3 targets, had 18 yards, had that nice catch over the middle, and also drew a pass interference. So he had a good game. Let's see what he does. And yeah, like normally you wouldn't be like saying really anything over that, but when your leading receiver has 18 yards, I guess that's a good game. That's a good game for him at least. Yeah, Terry 2 for 17. Zacchaeus had the block in the back, which I didn't like that call. Then the next play, they never showed the replay. It didn't look like it was an amazing ball by Jayden, but I would like you would like your receiver to catch that. Crowder had to catch 5 yards, and then Bates had nothing. And Jayden had a fumble, and Tyler Biotis recovered it. And then he had a couple. I'm trying to remember 3 fumbles. I don't know. He had a couple, maybe lost out of bounds, and that's what they're calling, but not completely sure what they're seeing there. And real quick, a word from today's sponsor. And a huge shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Use that link in the description. You'll get 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. They got the fastest payouts in the industry. Wasn't a great game for the Commanders today, but they do play the New York Giants next week. You can bet on that right when the lines come out pretty soon. And there still are some NFL games going on in the next day or two, so you can bet on that. The Lions and the Rams play tonight, so that should be a really good game. And then also the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. You guys can see all the lines right here. I do like the Rams a little bit in that game, but yeah, check them out. Link in the description as usual. Bet responsibly. Okay, and we're back, and again, a huge shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video and the entire 2024 to 2025 NFL season on this channel. But yeah, that's kind of it on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive line wasn't terrible. Cosme was fine. Didn't really hear his name. Maybe got away with 1 hold. Wiley had a penalty or 2 and did get least allowed 1 sack. And then, like, besides that, like, offensive line wasn't terrible. Lucas got beat once. I didn't see Coleman. I don't know if he played, but I definitely, when I was really paying attention, like, I don't know why in the beginning I was like, I didn't right away be like, who's at left tackle, but after sometime in the second I was seeing it was just Coleman, or not Coleman, it was just Lucas. Would like Coleman to get the reps there. And I thought overall though the offense is kind of sloppy in terms of like getting in and out of the huddle, and you know the timeout situation just wasn't amazing. So hopefully they can get that cleaned up for this Giants game. I want to beat the Giants so bad. Defensively, just was a complete mess. Bobby had a solid game, 10 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He had some really good plays. I thought Quan Martin was fine, at least tackling-wise, and I didn't notice him too much in coverage. After that, though, like, it was bad. Mike Sanders still bad. He's a rookie, but did not have a good game. Benjamin St-Juste, bad. Allowed, 1 or 2 touchdowns to Evans. Frankie Louvu, I mean, not terrible, but didn't really pop as much as you would have liked him to. Forbes, I mean, do I even have to say it? I don't want to dog on him too much because, I mean, I think you guys know my thoughts on Forbes. You've been known my thoughts on Forbes. Some of y'all have agreed with me, and some of you guys have, called me an idiot and just, a lot of hate towards me for my, opinion on Forbes. I hold that same opinion. Just, he's not a good player. And he might not even be an NFL cornerback, honestly. Had the PI, had the face mask on the same play, and then puts his hands up and says, like, what? I hate when players do that. Especially sorry players like Forbes. And I'm not an NFL player, but so I know people are going to be like, oh, like, if you were out there, well, guess what? I'm not out there. And we both might not be NFL players by the end of this next week. But, yeah, it just wasn't good. And he's not the only one, guys, that was bad. Again, St-Juste was bad. Sanders still was bad. But the fact is, this guy was a first-round pick, and he cannot be playing like this. And he got benched for Noah Igbenogany. So, yeah, he was bad. Jeremy Chin was Jamin Davis had some big plays. Shout out Jamin Davis. Clone Farrell had a sack. Shout out Clone Farrell. Percy Butler had a nice tackle for loss. John Allen and Deron Payne, like, let's step up a little bit. Cannot be letting Baker get out of these sacks all the time. I thought Dorrance Armstrong had a nice play or so. And yeah, that's kind of it. So like defensively, players that I thought were fine: Bobby Wagner, Quan Martin, and then Jamin Davis, and maybe Clelin Ferrell. Those guys were solid. Special teams wise, I mean, Eckler was returning, whatever. I don't care about that. Cade York, pack your bags, or actually, don't pack your bags. Keep them where they are. Stay in Tampa Bay. They better not bring him back on the flight. Bring him back on the flight. He missed both field goals, and if he missed one of them, that's fine because it was a 56-yarder and a 47-yarder. You would like for your kicker to make both of those. A 47 though is not easy. It's not a super tough kick, but it's not an easy kick by any means. And a 56-yarder is not an easy kick. But when you miss both of those, it's just is not a good look. Like one is okay, maybe excusable. Like you missed a 47-yarder, whatever. But if you go back and kick that 57, that's fine. That's whatever. But you can't miss both of those and the kick out of bounds, just unacceptable. Get him off the squad. I mean, you're going to have to give up a 7th round pick if he's on the squad by next week. So keep him off the team and save that 7th round pick because, yeah, he just wasn't good. He made the 2 extra points. That's fine. And then Tressway was fine. Whatever. I don't care about that. Yeah, he was fine, though. And any other things, defense called a timeout or two. Like we had the timeout situation was not pretty in the first half. It just wasn't pretty the way they handled that whole situation. Jayden has got to work on the sliding. The timing of the sliding was fine. It's just he's got to work on his technique a little bit. I thought Jayden, like I'm not going to give a grade. I thought he was fine. You know, rushing-wise, he was very good, added to the offense. Passing-wise, didn't really do a lot, wasn't asked to do a lot. So I'm not going to be like I was super impressed and did miss a throw or two. I would like for them to give him a little bit more of a leash on offense, let him do a little bit more than what they were doing, just because it was just dink and dunk. And that really, I don't know, I feel like that makes it real harder on you as a quarterback because the defense knows what's coming and they don't have to be worried about something over the top or even like 15, 20-yard throw because all you're doing is dinking and dunking. So they can load the box a little bit more. That makes it harder to run the football. And just, yeah, not a big fan of the offensive play calling today by Cliff Kingsbury. But it's week 1. Just kind of expected. I didn't do a prediction video. I was not predicting a win, though. I know some of y'all predicted a win. Some content creators did. I was expecting it to be closer than this for sure, but was not expecting a win here. But yeah, it's first year of a rebuild. It is what it is. Let's see how Jayden looks next week. Hopefully the defense looks better. Hopefully Forbes isn't on the squad. I mean, he's probably going to be on the squad, but yeah, it is what it is. And if you guys stayed till the end, go ahead and comment down Luke McCaffrey. Thought he had a solid game and give him his props for that. But yeah, peace. Oh, and make sure you guys check out BetUS. Link in the description. Peace, guys.